Welcome to Onslow County Today. You can see today we are at Onslow County Cooperative Extension. We're going to be talking with a lot of guests today. We're talking with John Osborne with Onslow County 4-H. We'll also meet a new Cooperative Extension staff member, Virginia Freeman, and talk about their Youth Empowerment Program. We'll be visiting with Anna Stanley with Onslow County Park and Recreation and a extremely talented gold medalist, Valeria Woods, who is in the National Senior Games. And we'll also be talking with Rich Mullins, because even though it doesn't look like it outside or feel like it, spring is in the air and it's time to start talking with master gardeners about getting started in beautifying our own yards. Thanks as always for joining us for Onslow County Today. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Rich Mullins with the Onslow County Cooperative Extension Master Gardeners Group. Rich, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Or I should actually say thank you for letting us join you.
Yeah, you're in our office.
We're in your space. We're in the Master Gardener Plant Clinic, and we want to talk a little bit about what is Master Gardeners, what services you offer, what people need to be thinking about right now, giving us some good basic advice, and then what we can look forward to from Master Gardeners in the future. So first things first, give me a little bit of an idea, give our viewers an idea about what is the Master Gardener program.
Well, it's a program where you start off by going to, it's about a 10-week class.
Okay.
And it's quite an extensive education on it. It's sponsored by NC State through the Extension Service. And we normally run that class in the fall. And after the class, part of the payback for the class is that you become a volunteer in the plant clinic if possible. Not everyone likes to work in a clinic, but we have the demonstration garden. We have a variety of things that people work in. Some of our outreach programs, some of the Master Gardeners, that's where they focus their time on. For instance, coming up right now, we have, starting in March, Growing Minds. It's geared towards the third graders. And they bring the kids out here and they set up in the farmer's market, and there's 6 different stations. We have about a dozen people that are working that all the time. We usually looking at about 70 kids for each one of those sessions. And it's a really popular program. Not as big this year as last. Florence.
I think we're all still adjusting
yeah, Florence
our
has adjusted things a little bit. We normally run 8 or 9 of those a year. This year I think we'll be lucky to maybe hit 7. We've got 6 now. But there are a lot of opportunities for the volunteer besides sitting here at a desk and trying to answer questions. We have a lot of community outreach things. When the farmer's market is open, we have a table over there, and there's usually 3 or 4 master gardeners there to answer questions. We do things like the National Night Out, the Earth Day. We occasionally have something on base. They invite us over for things. We've got some things coming in the future right now. Next month, we're doing a thing with the library in Sneads Ferry, giving a class on container gardening and things like that. And so there's a lot to do.
So we can find a Master Gardener just about anywhere we turn around here in Onslow County.
We do. We have, I live in Sneads Ferry. We have folks from Swansboro, Richlands, the whole county is covered. We're out of here. We have the demonstration garden out back, which we kind of maintain. Sure. And there's always work to do there. So we have a variety of gardens within that garden, a pollinator garden, a wildlife garden. There's a variety of different things. We have a raised bed vegetable garden, all for demonstration and for classes. Most of our trees and shrubs out there are labeled now.
That's awesome.
And so there's a lot to do.
You know, just walking around the Discovery Garden and seeing what you all have accomplished in the last few years has been beautiful to watch. It has really, forgive me, bloomed out there. Oh. It really has.
Okay, thank you.
But we also want to know, for that person who's not a master gardener yet, who is really kind of just getting started in the world of either gardening and flower gardening or vegetable gardening, any kind of interest they might have, that you all are really here, and we just see the abundant resources, not just the print resources, but the resources and the information you all have for those folks who are getting started. And you've got one of the things that I think is probably the most important thing for getting started, is before you plant anything in the ground, you need to make sure that that soil is the way it needs to be. Talk to us about your soil testing program.
Okay, we have these kits. They're all put together. There's a couple different boxes in here. There's a directions sheet in here. The paperwork that has to go with the boxes to the soil lab. This is very important because Onslow County can have some strange soils.
Okay.
And and this is especially if you're new to Onslow County. It's best to start anything, starting a new lawn, starting a new garden, starting new flower beds. Get your soil tested, find out what you have.
It's really like a cake recipe, isn't it?
Exactly. This will tell you what the pH of your soil is. It will give you a recommendation as to how much lime to put down if needed. If your pH is too high and you need to bring it down, it'll talk about how to do that. And then it will also give a recommendation on a fertilizer. You know, everybody's familiar with the 10-10-10 type fertilizers. They will give you a recommendation for each number, and then a variety of options similar to that.
So one size doesn't fit all. One formula doesn't fit all soils.
Not even close.
Okay.
Now, the really good part about this is the testing is free at the soil lab. And right now, here in Onslow County, if you fill your boxes and bring them back, we send them out to the lab for free.
Okay.
So we have a courier service every Tuesday afternoon, takes the kits to Raleigh. Right now, we're running 2 to 3 weeks for a turnaround time. I would say 4, because sometimes we add an extra week just for us.
Sure.
And when they have completed the testing, they will send you an email and say, your test results are done. Here's the link to your results.
Very good.
So you don't have to come back here anymore. You can go right, online. You can read it. You can print it out. And if you've got any questions about it, just give us a call. Stop in or give us a call, and we can help you to understand if you don't understand something in it. But they're pretty straightforward, but still. Or if an individual doesn't have, a lot of folks don't have an email or computer. What we ask them to do is, in 4 weeks, call us.
There you go.
Call us, and we can go online to the soil lab and see if your results are done, and if they are, we can bring them up. We can print a copy, send it to you. We can tell you what it recommends.
Now, I have to ask, Rich, how did you get interested in this? What are your foundations in gardening?
Well, I've always liked the garden. I've had a vegetable garden for years and years, and I don't know, I just actually stumbled on this by accident a few years ago, and I said, well, that looks kind of interesting.
There you go.
And so here we are.
And now you're president of the Master Gardeners.
I am. For now.
For now. So you bring that love and that interest, and as you say, we have lots of people who come from all over the place, who come here from all over the world, really, and so they need to find out exactly what's in their own backyard before they dig in and really start planting anything.
Right.
Now, the last thing I want to ask you is, for people who are curious about gardening, never really started, what would you say to encourage them to get started?
Just do it. Just do it. I mean, Onslow County is an interesting place to try to grow things because we have a lot of little microclimates in the county. But if you're interested and you haven't got a clue where to start, give us a call or stop in. We can help you out with everything from selecting what kind of turf to put in to, depending on where you are in the county, even what kind of vegetables are going to grow good for you, what kind of flowers. If you're interested in native plants, there's a lot of that. But just give us a call.
Perfect.
Give us a call.
Well, Rich Mullins, thank you, and thank you for inviting us to the Plant Clinic
I appreciate
today.
you coming by. Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County today. And who knew that we were going to get a star athlete joining us? Anna Stanley from Onslow County Park and Rec, please introduce your special guest today.
All right, so today we are going to talk about senior games and what we have coming up. And our very special guest is Miss Valeria Woods. She is one of our national qualifiers, or our state qualifiers to be able to go to nationals this summer.
Now that is pretty remarkable, Valeria. You are going to compete in the senior games at the national level. Tell us the sport that you compete in and in what categories.
I'm competing in swimming, and most of my events are freestyle.
Okay.
And I have a backstroke as well that I do, and I'm looking very forward to it.
Now, where are the national senior games going to be?
They're going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Have you ever been to New Mexico?
I have.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm just kind of passing through on my way out west.
And you're sort of wearing, I mean, that is kind of an Albuquerque color, this kind of terracotta, already in the spirit of it. Now, what made you get involved with senior games and especially swimming?
Well, I had a friend from church in Memphis who always did the bowling.
Okay.
And so I got to thinking about it because I'm trying to get back into shape and I want to get my A1C down because I'm a diabetic. I thought, I wonder if they have events in swimming. So I looked it up online and got in touch with the senior games people, and they did have an event in swimming, and that's the only sport that I'm actually kind of good at. I took life saving in college and became a WSI water safety instructor for a while to help myself through college, and now I teach school, and I believe everybody should swim because you never know when you're going to accidentally end up in water.
So one, you did it from a health standpoint.
Right.
And then, we talked a little bit off camera before we started talking with Anna joining us, and you mentioned that you've kind of really gotten sort of competitive.
I really have. I swim on base with the Marines in the morning at Wallace Creek because I teach on base, and so they kind of share their pool with me, and sometimes I try to encourage the young Marines to race against me because I tell them I'm a grandmother, I have 10 grandchildren, and if I can do this, you can do this, come on, let's race. And I had one of them look at me and said, yeah, but you swim like a fish.
Oh, wow, what a compliment. That is fantastic. So, heading to Albuquerque, going to compete. And I love that you brought some of your bling this morning because look at you, you're like Michael Phelps up here with all these ribbons and medals. You've competed locally and at the state level. This is your first time going to nationals?
Right.
You a little nervous?
A little bit.
I wouldn't be nervous. You swim like a fish. The Marines said so. You swim like a fish. Now, Anna, we also want to encourage other folks to get involved with senior games, and you've got competition starting locally when?
Actually, sign-ups are going on right now. So our registration packets for Onslow County Senior Games are out now.
Okay.
So, but the deadline will be March 25th to sign up. And we have over 91 categories between athletic events and the silver arts, heritage arts, performing arts. So we've got, like I said, over 91 categories of events that people 50 or over can participate in.
And give us the criteria. What are the age brackets for senior games? Where does it begin? And it has no end because I met some of your competitors last year.
Yeah, it has no end, but it's every 5 years, and they start at age 50. So, for example, 50 to 54, 55 to 59, and so on.
Okay. So starting at 50 and moving up.
Yeah, and age categories in every single event or silver arts that we offer.
Fantastic. Valeria, for folks who might be interested in participating in senior games, what would you tell them?
Oh, please come out and participate because you never know who you might meet, become friends with. It's a good way to get in shape, lower your A1C if you're a diabetic, and God willing, I'll be at the Nationals this summer. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations again. Best of luck. And I think it was Nemo who said, just keep swimming.
Oh,
keep swimming.
I tell the Marines that a lot. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Don't stop.
Thank you so much. Welcome back, and we're joined again with Anna Stanley from Onslow County Park and Rec. Anna, thank you for bringing Valeria to join us and talk about senior games. But you got so much else going on. I mean, Senior Games is one of the awesome things that you do,
Yes.
but you do a lot of awesome stuff, especially in the springtime. Share with us about what you got coming up next.
Well, we've got lots of stuff coming up, and lots of new programs are still on the horizon. So we want everybody to always come and check out our the visits on our website and our Facebook page to see our upcoming events. But coming up in March, so we have several events coming up. So we are going to, one of our new programs I'm very excited to offer is Kids Yoga.
Oh, that's
Yes.
so cool.
So that is going to be March 2nd.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we're very excited about that. So that's one of our new programs that we're going to be offering.
You know, we read so many benefits about mindfulness and yoga, and teachers are using it. And the classroom now is kind of take some time before the kids start their day, or if they've got testing coming up. I mean, it's not just great for you physically, but it's great for you mentally as well.
So, and it's just a great introduction, and on all levels are welcome. So, yeah, beginners, it just kind of teaches them the aspects of stretching and mind, like you said, and mindfulness, and it's a fun program for the kids too.
Okay, so yoga for kids coming up in
Yeah.
March. What else?
And then we're gonna have a party, Mardi Gras party.
Oh, fantastic!
Yes. So that's
We don't have to go to New Orleans.
no, we're
All
bringing
right.
New Orleans to us.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What's going on with Mardi Gras?
So we're having another kids' night out. So it's on March 8th from 6 to 9. So we're bringing a party to the park, and they're going to do all kinds of fun Mardi Gras crafts and maybe a few other surprises. But yeah, so this one's going to be a big one. This is going to be, I think, one of our best ones yet.
Okay, Mardi Gras party for kids.
Yes.
Okay, and then what else? Because I mean,
I
Anna,
know.
you send me an email and it's like 3 pages long because you've got such cool stuff.
So, and then of course our couponing. We have been offering that once a month, so we're going to have that. It's becoming a regular program, but people want to learn how to save a few dollars on their grocery bill, how they can cut some cost and get with those coupons and all the special deals that you can get. So we're going to have the couponing again. That will be March 18th, I believe.
Okay.
So, and then we have our dinner and a movie. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, this is for grown-ups.
This is for, yes, it's catered to, anyone's welcome.
Okay.
Anyone is welcome, but it's more a date night, girls' night out, or spend time with your friends. You're going to come have a nice catered meal.
Okay.
And, get to eat, and then you have free popcorn.
Well, I'm there.
Yeah.
Because that's it.
Yeah, and then we are showing Ocean's 8. So.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
a fun movie, a time to get out, a time to just hang out and have some fun, have a great meal. And what is the cost on that?
So the cost is $15 per person.
Okay.
But if you can't make it to the dinner, then the movie is always free and open to the public. So you can actually come and join the movie, which will start at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And so they can, if you can't make it to dinner, then you can at least, and then we'll have concessions available for
All right.
purchase.
So dinner and a movie and free popcorn.
Yep.
And a cool movie.
Yes.
Now, I also saw, we've all taken down our holiday decorations. It's kind of been the winter, and you're going to help us spruce things up and bring things into spring because you have a wreath making workshop.
Yes, so that went off. We started that last fall, and
Okay.
it was very popular. So basically, we're going to be able to show you how to add some decoration to your home at a low cost, and we'll give you different ideas, and you'll be able to take one home with you.
All right. And always so much, and we want to direct people to your Facebook and direct people to your website, and the
Yes.
best way to reach you so they can find out everything that Park and Rec has going on.
Yeah, so you can visit our website at onslowcountync.gov/parks, or you can give us a call at 910-347-5332.
All righty. And we're going to visit with you again, I am
Next
sure,
month.
next month, and then the month after that, because we got to talk summer camp.
Yep, it's around the corner. We're already working on it.
Well, thank you, Anna. Thank you for bringing Valeria to talk with us earlier about Senior Games.
Okay.
And thank you for everything that you do to keep us all enthused and encouraged and energized as we get ready for springtime.
We do our best. Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County today, and joining us is a new guest and a new face to Onslow County, Virginia Freeman. Virginia, thank you for joining us.
For having me.
So I understand that you have officially been with Onslow County Cooperative Extension 1 month.
Yes, I have.
Well, we're so glad that you have already jumped in with both feet because you have been hired by Cooperative Extension to really facilitate a brand new program. Tell us about the program that you're going to be working with.
So it's called Empowering Youth and Families Program. It's for families with children ages 10 to 14. And it's a 12-week voluntary program, completely free to any family that wants to participate. And the premise of the program is to build upon the foundation that families already have. Family meetings, communicating. We want to build upon the skills that they have, and we want to give them new skills that they may not have thought about. And it culminates with a Confluence weekend. We're going to do a community outreach event that's designed to bring awareness to our community about the opioid crisis.
Now, what really, you talked about building on these foundations and building stronger families. What was sort of the impetus for this? Where did Cooperative Extension see a need? Because as I understand, this is a grant program to have you here on site and to work with the families both here in Onslow and in Carteret County. But what was the need? What did the state see and the county see as the need there?
So it really started with the opioid crisis in rural areas. It's, you watch the news, you look at the newspaper, there are all these headlines, and we wanted a program that is based upon prevention. There's a lot of stuff for when people get in trouble, specifically children. We want to reach them before they're in crisis. We want to help these families to have these skills so they can potentially prevent the crisis.
You mentioned that it's a voluntary program. How do people sign up to participate, and is there a fee involved? Talk about the logistics of being involved.
There's no fee. I'm the point of contact for both counties, so they could just get in touch with me, email or phone. There's a little bit of paperwork, not too much, and there are just some mandatory papers that I need to send back to the university. We'll get that taken care of, and they can come join us.
Now, are you limiting the size of the number of participants, the number of families that can join you?
Yes, no more than 6 families.
Okay.
Per session, I guess.
Okay. And they participate in all 12 weeks?
All 12 weeks.
Okay. What are some of the things, you mentioned building on already a strong foundation. What are some of the things that you're looking at for your sessions, and what are some of the activities or programming that you're looking at doing?
So we start at 5:30. We serve the families dinner every week. Doesn't cost them anything. We're going to feed them. That's a chance for them to spend time together as a family because we're busy. We've got a lot going on. And it's a chance for us to get to know our families so we can have that relationship with them. From 6 until 7, the families and their youth separate. So there's going to be a family session in the multipurpose room. The youth are going to be in our learning center. They're each going to be doing their own thing. 7 to 8, we bring everybody back to just blend the skills that we learned and have fun together.
Okay. Is there a time built in with that? Because, it's right after school, then it's dinner time, and then does some of that incorporate homework time?
It doesn't, but that's actually a very good idea. I didn't think of.
There you go.
But that's something I can bring up to the
Free
university.
advice.
That's not built into the program.
Okay.
Yet, no, ma'am.
Okay. And I love the idea that you started around the dinner table because, as you say, so many families don't have time for just family dinner time, and that's when some of the best communication takes place. So 12-week-long session, free, dinner included, kid time and parent time, and then come back together. And then at the end, you said a confluence session. Talk a little bit about what that sort of graduation looks like.
So that is a family retreat weekend. Again, absolutely free to our families that participate. It's going to be at the Eastern Center in Columbia.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I've seen it. I'm so excited to go. And it's a weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's going to be all the counties from the eastern part of the state. Those families that participate are going to go, and there's going to be planned activities for us to get together, get to know each other, work on our outreach event. There's also a lot of downtime for the families to just kind of go off together and explore things.
Well, that's the perfect place to do it. That's a beautiful location. Virginia, what is your goal? I mean, what drew you to this project? And as you look big picture, what is it that you see this project doing for our communities?
I think the opioid is very important, but people are so disconnected sometimes. You live in the same house, and I unfortunately say this as an experienced parent. You live in the same house, but you kind of forget that we all doing our own things, but we are family. We need to come together. So that's what drew me to this job, is the fact that communication skills, teaching these children how to resist peer pressure, how to set goals. They're, I mean, 10 years old, you don't really think about setting a goal, but that's something important. We're building on those life skills that their parents may have talked to them about, or maybe just in the busyness of life, they have forgotten about it. So I love the fact that, yes, that opioid, that's a big segment of it, but before we get to that, let's help these families be the best family that they can be.
That is fantastic. Virginia, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for bringing your skill set and for what you're doing for the families of our communities. Thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward to our future conversations.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today. And as you can see, we're moving around Cooperative Extension all over the place today. And honestly, we just happened to come by and catch John Osborne here with Onslow County 4-H making a mess. Actually, you're being very creative, John. We're so glad. And we really did pull you away from something you were doing. So thank you for taking some time to visit with us. I happened to catch a post on my feed about a new 4-H club. And we wanted to talk with you about that and also just talk about what 4-H means to kids and how they can explore so much. So first things first, your new 4-H club that you're starting.
Okay. Well, we have a new 4-H club starting. We have an interest meeting on Wednesday, March 20th.
Okay.
It's for ages 5 to 10. And so that's a group of youth that we want to make sure that we get them in early because, as you know, 4-H is for ages 5 to 18.
Right.
So this will be a great opportunity for them to start. 4-H is wonderful. It's a great way for youth to explore new interests, things that they haven't discovered yet. They get a lot of hands-on opportunities, they get to explore things that they do like already.
Now, you mentioned your new 4-H club. How will it be structured? I know you have some at schools. Will this be through the Cooperative Extension office? Talk a little bit about what people might be hearing a little bit more about on the 20th.
Okay, so this is one of our community clubs. So they'll come through the Extension office versus through the after school clubs like we have right now. So when they come to the interest meeting, hopefully they'll get to learn more about 4-H, what we do, and also they'll get to share some of their interests so that maybe we can structure the club to fit their needs and their desires.
Fantastic. So they come to the interest meeting, but already, John, you have got so much going on with 4-H that you all saw a need for a new community club. What was the impetus for this program that you're introducing now?
Okay, well, as you know, most of our clubs are run by volunteers, adult volunteers. So we had an adult volunteer who happened to have a small group of youth that were interested in doing a lot of arts and crafts and gardening, nature, science, and technology. And so she came to us and said, hey, I would like to start a club. How can I get these kids into something that's 4-H? So we helped her to get that started.
Fantastic. And so have they picked their name yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. You know, I was a busy bee, so I always like to throw that in. My grandmother would be very proud. So,
Great club.
So get this interest meeting, kids 5 to 10, really getting them started and letting them explore, which is what 4-H is all about. We happened to visit with you last spring, and you introduced us to some of your 4-Hers who were preparing to go to District Day, preparing to compete. How did things go?
It went really well. We had a couple of youth that went to our District Activity Day in Kinston last year. They both did their presentations, and they both won gold for the county.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Bringing home the gold.
Bringing home the gold, and then that qualified them to go to State 4-H Congress.
Always a huge deal there on campus, and letting them see the university campus, I think, is eye-opening for a lot of students and gets them thinking about next steps. So that's a great time. Well, we do have to talk about this mess that we interrupted.
Okay.
What are you creating?
Oh, right now we are working on making the fins, cutting out the fins for our paper rockets.
Okay.
And I'll be visiting, Dawn and I will be visiting one of our after-school clubs this afternoon, and we will teach them about rocketry, propulsion, and maybe shoot some paper rockets off.
So
Test our theories.
Well, you picked the perfect year because you know that this year is the 50th anniversary of the Apollo landing on the moon.
Yes.
So, rocket technology, here we go. We might have a future astronaut or a future aeronautical engineer in the mix.
I hope so.
Well, John, thank you. Thank you as always for sharing. Of course, we're going to send everybody to your website, and they can contact the 4-H office for more information. But I appreciate you letting us interrupt your wonderful creative time here.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
As always, we want to thank you for joining us for Onslow County today. You know, it might not look like it yet, and it certainly doesn't look like it yet, but spring is definitely on the way. And we want to thank all of our guests that we've had here today at Onslow County Cooperative Extension for helping us spring into spring. We look forward to seeing you next time.